all. This is the Rob Zone. I just got done watching that movie called The Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, and man, do I have a lot of thoughts on that one. You see, the story is about Alice going to the Hive to release an anti-T virus because the zombies break out and shit. I don't know. This movie has a lot of serious problems, so let's go. The first one is that the action scenes are edited like shit. It's like, you thought the editing in Dracula 2 Ascension was god-awful? Wait until you see this movie. Because every time there's an action scene, there's always a edit. It's like, cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, you can't tell what the fuck is going on. Thinking, it's so badly choreographed and shit. You know that scene from Toy Story 2 where, Ham, the pig toy thing, where you're just like pressing up like a million times until we get to Al's toy farm? That's the entire action in this movie. The characters are forgettable as fuck. Aside from Claire Redfield, aside from Alice and Claire Redfield, and I didn't really give a shit. Even Albert Wesker, he just like phoning it in for a paycheck thinking, can we just get me out of this movie, please? I gotta go to bed. The biggest fucking problem is that, I mean, like, in the scene where Alice was looking around and saw a typewriter that says, "My name is Alice," and when they zoom in, like, Alice and shit, I was thinking, it's like the filmmakers thought we were too stupid to even read it. Like, even from afar, like, look. Like, I could read it right here. The audience could read this right here. You don't have to, like, shove it in your face. And shit. And, the worst part about it is that, the fact that they made the entire thing about how Alice was a clone the entire time a plot twist. No fucking shit. Think 5 movies where Alice was a project for acid and stuff. Look at the opening of Resident Evil Extinction, where Alice was just being thrown in, and when the camera sees, like, there's like a pile of clones, of dead clones, on the desert, right over there. The pacing in that movie is boring. The CGI is... You thought this makes the CGI dogs from the first Resident Evil film look like freaking Avatar in comparison to the CGI dogs in this movie. And the biggest thing is that the fact they retcon the entire climax of Resident Evil Retribution. What happened in the ending of Resident Evil Retribution? Well, it was about, like, Alice and her friends, including Albert Wesker, team up to stop this waves of umbrellas, monsters, and that looked like it was going to be a cool final chapter movie, and we didn't even get that. There's no mention of Leon, Chris, Ada, Jill, Rain, anyone from the previous movies. It's like freaking erased all of that. Imagine in Lord of the Rings Return of the King, where Aragorn just like, he says, "For Frodo," and he went after the Black Gate where there's like orcs and shit. Imagine if they cut that to 30 minutes later. I would have been in blue balls. I would have been pissed off if I saw that. That's the experience of this movie. And the fact that Albert Wesker tricked you, that just pissed me off beyond belief. And the fact that in the ending, when Alice, like, picks up a vial thing, drops it on the floor, where there's, like, millions of zombies, like, dirt. And when all the zombies were dead, Alice just, like, falls over, assuming that we as the audience assume that she was dead. And then a few seconds later, she woke up and was fine because continuity, apparently. It's like a big fuck you to everyone. And the way they handled it was so fucking bad that it made me hate Resident Evil 1 through 5. It scrubbed everything I liked. And the worst thing about it is that they didn't even use Alice's powers. That they were used from Resident Evil Extinction and Resident Evil Afterlife and Retribution. What the fuck were they thinking? They already used that type of ending in Resident Evil Apocalypse. I mean, were there clones and shit? And what happened at the end, at the beginning of Resident Evil Afterlife? Well, it picked up immediately where Resident Evil Extinction ended with clones of Alice's, like, storming off to take down Albert Wesker, and then just the clones were vanished. What happened at the beginning of Resident Evil Retribution? Well, it started out like it was wrapping up the cliffhanger of Resident Evil Afterlife, where Alice and survivors were, like, on a ship, and there were, like, lots of enemy ships, like, on the sky, like, blowing the ship up, and the survivors and Alice, like, get into the water. That, all of that was cool. Then why the fuck couldn't we have that in Resident Evil Final Chapter? You could have just, like, picked it up immediately where it left off. You could have done that. You could have gone that route. What it could have started off, instead of this bullshit introduction, the reintroduction for the 5th time of the Red Queen, you could have just, like, Resident Evil Final Chapter, pick up where the Resident Evil Retribution ended, and just have the whole battle. Like Saving Private Ryan. Like, fuck. You know, I could go on and on about this movie for hours. And this movie does not deserve any of this. When I watched this movie back in 2019 on Sony Crackle, I was thinking, what the fuck did you do? It's so the editing is so garbage. And then I watched a Chris Stuckman review of this movie over and over and over because I knew I was going to hate this movie. I knew. And then watched it on the Sci-Fi Channel. I tried to watch this movie numerous times because it was hard for me. It was unwatchable for me because of all these issues that I mentioned. And one of the biggest problems with this movie is that it doesn't even feel R-rated. It doesn't even use the R rating really well. Aside from some badly edited gore shots, movie could have been just PG-13. I was thinking, all of the Resident Evil games are gory as fuck, with head decapitations, gory death scenes, and Resident Evil 2 Remake was gory as hell, even gorier than this fucking movie. The final verdict of this fucking piece of shit movie is a nuclear motherfucking dumpster fire. this movie does not deserve any praise at all for its god-awful story where it retcons the end, where it just ignores everything that the ending of the previous movie, and bad music, god-awful editing, and complete dishonor, and the fact they dishonored the entire character of Alice and all the characters from the previous movies too, including the game characters. Don't get me wrong, the previous Resident Evil movies have problems with bad acting and disregard for the video games. All that didn't matter because I was having a good time with these movies. You know what? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. I'm the Rob Zone, and have a good day. Thanks for watching.